Hi and welcome back, everybody. We're going to jump right into it today. It is time for our first speech. This is our introductory speech. So this is one that everybody should be able to cruise on through. And I talked to you a little bit last week, and I also asked you to go on ChatGPT or whatever your favorite AI is and ask for a little outline. What I'll be looking at, can I go to our desk camera here, Sam, if we may? Get that going in just a second. I guess you can see it behind me here. So now they can't see it at home, or is that just, that's the screen? Okay, good. So what I'm doing when I am listening to you talk, the first things I'm looking out for is your posture, how you're standing, straight up and down, shoulders back. Volume, are you loud enough so all of us can hear you? Remember, there's a microphone right up here in the ceiling where that green light is, so you're going to be loud enough for the people at home, but are you loud enough for the people in the room? I'm always listening to your diction, whether Oklahoma English is your first English or not. We still pay close attention to it, and so I'm listening to see how you say words and how you get things across. If it's your second language, then I'm listening for a few other things, but still yet I'm paying close attention to how you're using the language. And of course, appropriate language. So we're not going to get up here and be too slangy unless it's necessary. And certainly we're not going to say curse words or anything like that. We're going to use our most formal English that we have. Now, I'm also looking at your eye contact. Are you looking around the room, checking in with all of your listeners, or are you stuck on your text? You don't need a visual aid in here. I didn't stress one this time, so I'm not going to worry about that. And as far as dressing appropriately, I don't worry too much about that either. You're college students, you came out of your dorm or you came from home or wherever. So that's just something I put on here for my own self. Then we'll hop down to the speech part. Hi, everybody. Your brief introduction, a little bit about your background, maybe some connection to your audience, your goals and aspiration statement, some interests you might have, some memorable experience that you learned something significant from. Maybe it was a specific challenge that you learned something from. Then you're going to wrap it up and you're going to encourage us. Okay, back to me, Sam, if you would. And I will leave this right up here on the screen, so just in case you start to flip out or you don't know what to do, just look down at that and see if you're making your way through it. I am going to sit in the back of the room and listen to everybody, but you shouldn't need the desk camera or anything like that today. Your next speech, the informational one, you'll definitely be using a visual aid, but not today. Any questions? Let's see if I have the lineup here properly. It's going to be Marianne, Jasmine. Where's Ireland? Not here today? Okay, well, since she's skipping not here, then probably make it to you. Grace, Caden, Alyssa, Bailey, Kendall, Jesse, Hunter, and possibly David. I'm thinking David now. Anybody else? Okay, well, opening this semester will be Marianne. So come on up here. And then I'm just going to sit in the back. And then next will be Jasmine. So get ready to pop right up there when it's your turn. I'm going to slide back here so I can see. And can we go with a little different visual on the side screens? He's getting that going. Okay, now remember, Marianne, you have 4 minutes, so take off.
Okay, last summer I went from running miles every day to not being able to run at all. Hi, my name is Marianne Alvey, and I'm excited to be here today and share a little bit about myself and why I'm at RSU with you all. For starters, I'm currently pursuing a major in medical and molecular biology, as well as studying for my Certified Clinical Medical Assistant License, also known as a CCMA for short, in order to gain some clinical experience before I intend to apply for physician assistant school after I'm done with the degree I'm currently pursuing. Fingers crossed, I graduate from that. I chose to pursue a degree in healthcare for 2 main reasons. The first reason is that I've always been drawn to medicine and biology-related fields, as I find it very interesting and I enjoy the mental discipline and cognitive challenge that it takes to study the expertise, as well as how rewarding it is when I finally can grasp a difficult concept and topics. Secondly, as a future healthcare professional, I strive to make a personal impact on my patients in the sense that I want to make them feel seen, heard, and comfortable when I'm talking or when they're coming to me about their health-related issues. Aside from my academic life, which takes up a lot of my time, I work a part-time job at Gibby C's, which is a Cajun restaurant just right down the road. Additionally, I enjoy cooking and prepping healthy recipes. I will spend hours just looking at healthy recipes and jotting it down in my notes. I also enjoy trying new coffee shops and making my own coffee, hanging out with my friends, and staying involved with the President's Leadership class here on campus. Along with that, I love being super active and staying consistent with lifting weights in the gym as well as running, which unfortunately has been a big challenge for me recently as I've been restricted to a very minimal level of activity. Over the summer, I underwent ankle surgery from a plethora of overuse injuries. I spent about 2 months in an e-scooter, then another month in a walking boot, and now I'm still in a brace off and on, and I still have to have another surgery for it. So it's been about a year of healing in total from when I initially got injured, and I'm still in that healing process. With that being said, not being able to walk or run has been one of the hardest challenges I've faced. And running had been such a huge part of my identity, and suddenly it was gone. But through that process, I realized something important. Even if I never am able to run like I used to, it was still worth it. And what I mean by that is the miles I put in gave me more than the times and medals. They gave me friendships, memories, and experiences that shaped who I am today. And those are things that an injury just can't take away. So my encouragement to you is this. Even if something in your life feels like it ended in a failure or it was a waste of time, look at the bigger picture. Whether it was a sport, a relationship, maybe a failed college class perhaps, what really matters are the lessons you learned and the memories you made along the way. In the end, what we gain from the journey will always be more important than the experiences. What we gain from the journey will always be more important than how it ends. I can proudly say that I am a stronger person walking out of this experience, literally now walking, than being in an e-scooter, than I was before entering it. Thank you.
Good job, Jasmine.
My papa used to tell me that no matter how hard life gets, there is always a tunnel with light at the end with love and support. My name is Jasmine Byram. I'm from Catoosa. I graduated from Catoosa High School. I am a sophomore here at RSU. I'm the oldest out of 3 kids, and I am majoring in elementary education. I used to play softball and basketball in high school. I played softball for 6 years, I played softball for 14 years and softball or basketball for 6. I work at Ross and Catoosa, and on my free time I play pickleball and watch scary movies. I think the most challenging thing that I faced was during my junior year in high school. My sophomore year, my parents got divorced, and my dad got into a new relationship. My mom went down the wrong path. Junior year, I lost 4 of my grandparents back to back to back. One I was super close with. Some people deal with trauma and grief differently. I let myself cry for an hour or so, and then I go on with my day. My trauma, I go to therapy every 2 weeks, and I continue going to classes regularly. The goals I have set for myself for a short time while attending RSU is to get my bachelor's in elementary education, meet new friends, and get over my fear of public speaking. My lifetime goals is to be financially stable. As a closing speech, remember that life might be hard as you guide through, but there is always the light at the end of the tunnel. You always have people that will love and support you no matter what you go through or anything. For myself, I've been through a lot, and I've come out stronger and more of an independent woman than I was before. you will face hard and difficult challenges throughout life. It's up to you that you want to overcome them as a person. Always take a moment to yourself and remember that you are stronger than who you were before. And that's it.
All right. And Ireland is not here today, so that's gonna bring up Grace.
Hi everyone, my name is Grace and I am a psychology student here at RSU. A little bit about me is I'm a very musical person. I've played the saxophone for 7 years. I used to play piano and I played flute for a little bit. I also kind of play guitar, but I'm not very good at it. Sorry, I'm very nervous. I have a huge fear of public speaking, a huge fear of things like this. So this is a new one for me. Let's see, I was in band since 6th grade until I graduated. I'm a freshman here. I just graduated last May. I also love baking and I play video games. My favorite thing is definitely music. I want to get my bachelor's here in psychology and then hopefully either work in human resources or be a counselor. I did a little bit of therapy when I was in elementary school and it helped me a little bit, but not as much as I would hope it would. So I'm hoping to be an adolescent psychologist. I have a bit of trouble being certain in myself. So the experience I'm going to share with you today actually is something that happened quite recently, about a month ago. My dad had a really bad health scare, and my mom and my sister were out of town. And so it was just me at home, and it was up to me to take him to the hospital. And I followed the ambulance there, all the things. It was a really awful time, but we got through it, and it really taught me that even when you don't believe in yourself, you don't think you can do it, when it comes down to when it really matters and when it comes down to that experience, you can do it. And even if, you're it's a weird part in everybody's life, mine also, where it's am I still a kid? Am I an adult? Where do I stand? And my purpose in sharing that with you today is just, you are capable of doing those things, and we are all going to be real adults soon, and when those kind of situations arise, it is possible to come out of them stronger on the other side.
Okay, Caden. Yours.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Caden Glover. If you ever see me on the golf course snapping clubs in half, that was probably me. Sometimes I don't like golf too much. But I'll tell you more about that later. Today, I want to share a little bit about myself and why I'm here and what I come from. I grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I'm currently a student at Collinsville High School. I'm taking concurrent classes, and I've been with RSU for 2 years now. I have 3 siblings that are very, very annoying, and a dog named Toby, and he's definitely the most favorite. My plan after I graduate high school is to go to the University of Oklahoma and study finance. A little bit about some of my hobbies. Outside of school, one of my biggest hobbies is playing golf. I like to golf. It's just what I like to do, something I do. It's just a hard thing for me. When I'm not golfing, I really like to spend time with my friends. I really like music. Music is something that just helps me stay calm, and whether I'm studying or driving, music plays a huge role in my life. The reason I'm taking this class is because it's a requirement for college, and also because my high school counselor recommended it to me because I have a hard time speaking in front of everybody. So I haven't had very much experience talking in front of people, as you guys can probably tell. My goal in this class is to become more comfortable speaking in front of everybody and to become more confident. So to wrap it up, I'm Caden Glover, a student from Collinsville High School. I enjoy golf. Music and hang out with my friends. I myself, that's it. Thank you.
Way to hang in there, Caden. Alyssa.
I just want to preface by saying I'm kind of sick and very nervous, so.
It's okay.
Hello, my name is Alyssa Hager, and if you had told me a few years ago that I would be standing here as a nursing major, I probably wouldn't have believed you. Most of my life has been spent on a farm, raising and showing sheep, and those experiences have taught me patience, responsibility, and more so you wouldn't think healthcare, but it definitely has helped me move into what the field that I wanted to go into. One of my biggest challenges that I've faced was being a high school student, having CNA training, and also being on a farm. There were many nights where I was tired from taking care of animals, but I had to go and study for a test or get ready for clinicals the next day. Honestly, there were times that I really wanted to quit, but I didn't. I learned to push through and stay disciplined, and that experience showed me that hard work pays off. It gave me the confidence to keep aiming high. Right now, I am a freshman nursing major, and my short-term goal is to become a registered nurse. Earning my CNA in high school gave me the first real look into the medical field, and I discovered that I truly enjoy caring for people. Nursing excites me because it combines science with compassion, and it's a career where I know I can make a difference. Right now, my dream does not stop there. My long-term goal is to become a chiropractor. I've always been fascinated with how the body works and how it can heal naturally. I want to heal people when they're not only in pain, but also help them live healthier lifestyles. Nursing will give me the strong foundation I need to take that next step because it will prepare me with the experience and a deep understanding of patient needs. To finish, I want to leave you with some words of encouragement. Challenges don't have to stop us. They can actually guide us. The path to our goals might not be straight, and it might take longer than anticipated. But if I can start with farm life, move into nursing, and chase my dreams of being a chiropractor, then you can reach your goals too. Thank you.
Good job. And Bailey H. is next.
Hello, my name is Bailey Hazelwood, and I was born and raised in Owasso, Oklahoma up until this past month. I have two brothers, one older, one younger, making me the middle child. And to me, family is very important, coming from a family who owns a business located in Collinsville. Everyone in my family's worked there at some point. I've even had the experience to work there for about a year. I mostly ran the phone line, scheduled, and I did some finance and accounting for our business, and I really loved it. My favorite days were inventory days, where I got to count out all the different shingles and display them all nicely for everybody. I've always loved math and working with numbers, so I plan to study finance at RSU to someday be an accountant, hopefully for my family's business. Outside of academics, I love to spend my time at the gym. I love strength training. I like to work out nearly every day. On top of that, I'm a dancer, and I've been dancing for over 10 years. Both of these things remain a big part of my life, but unfortunately my high school did not offer a dance team, so I didn't get to pursue as much as I had hoped to. The only sports really available were basketball, soccer, and track, and I'm not good with sports. I'm not good with hand-eye coordination, so I didn't really make any of the teams. I started to kind of struggle with feeling lonely and left out, like I hadn't found my thing. I wasn't involved in school sports or clubs, and I wasn't in band or any of those things, so I didn't really have anything to look forward to. And then that same year, my older brother had introduced me to strength training, and he taught me how to lift, and I fell in love with it, and I've been training every day since. I I remember waking up at 5 a.m. before school each day just to work out, and I really liked it. It reminded me a lot of dance. Even as a kid, I remember loving training. I played all kinds of sports, but I hated the actual sport. I didn't like performing, but I like to sit there and train each and every day. So what I've learned from my experience is that sometimes it's not that you're incapable of something, you're just playing in the wrong fields. Whether it's in athletics, choosing a major, or just life in general. Finding the right fit makes all the difference. Thank you.
Okay, Kendall. What's up next?
Siddhanta Siddhuwawa Ha'a Tewabosa Kumbakia Kendall Howe. Hi, it's good to see you all. How are you guys doing? My name is Kendall Howe. I am the 2024-2025 Caddo Nation Princess. Many of the tribal members, including the young members, look up to me as I'm a direct reflection of my tribe. We have about 7,000 members in our nation, which means we are a very small tribe that doesn't have much representation anywhere. So I love to fully immerse myself in my tribal culture. But that is just a little bit about me. More about me is that I'm passionate about running, staying active, spending time with people I care about, and I have a deep love for my culture and the traditions that shape who I am. I love dancing, learning, or just being present with my family and friends all the time. Those things help me stay grounded in this crazy world. One moment that tested my resilience was last year in August. I had a injury that took me out of running for about 2 months. It was actually an overworked Achilles. I wasn't giving my body enough rest, enough time to stop and stay grounded in what was happening in the moments. So with that experience, I learned that I need to be able to respond and keep moving and being able to chill out in the world. But right now, if we want to move on to going into college and everything, I am undecided on my major. A lot of people think that means I don't know what I want to do, but one thing that I do know is that I want to bring change in the world. I want my future career to be something where I create change, whether that is in my community, my tribe, in policy, or somewhere I haven't even discovered yet. I'm hoping that college will help me discover what I want to do with my life. I want to leave college with not only a degree, but with a stronger sense of who I am, a confidence to lead, which is also why I wanted to take the speech class. I want to contribute to something so much bigger than myself, and I want to learn from all my professors, classmates, teammates, and challenges, and everything that I face along the way. Everybody knows that college is stressful and overwhelming, but it is a huge opportunity and a privilege. We all show resilience just by making it here. Don't be afraid to make any mistakes or change your path. Growth only comes from the moments that we stretch ourselves the most thin. Howie, and thank you.
Okay, Jesse is up next.
Is it all right if I have self-watching?
Sure, that's fine. We're in really good shape, actually. Between you and then Hunter and then David, and that's supposed to be all we're supposed to do today. So we're in really good shape. Is that a Hill Camp shirt?
Yeah, or no, it's a Big Tent Day shirt.
Oh, the Big Tent Day shirt. Oh, okay. Now I see that.
Hello, my name is Jesse Jones. I'm an environmental conservation major, as y'all may remember from last week. I grew up in Spavinaw, and it took me a long time to forgive my parents for raising me there. If y'all have never heard of it, it's a tiny town in Mays County, Oklahoma. It has about a population of 350, and Our biggest attraction is Spavinaw Lake, very charismatically named. Our second biggest attraction is the post office, one of the few businesses that has not gone bankrupt. I love fishing. I love being outdoors. I practically grew up outdoors, how much time I spent out there. And I was raised on a homestead. I raise chickens. I help out. I keep saying but I raise chickens. I love being outdoors. I love hiking, birding, fishing, playing bass, video games, just a lot of it. And a time that definitely challenged me growing up here, because my parents moved here when I was 4 years old. I grew up in RV for the first 4 years of my life. So when we did eventually move to Spavinaw, I didn't have any connections here, any family or anything. So when I went to kindergarten, a lot of people already had those multi-generational friendships, and my loud, bit of fearsome demeanor when I was younger kind of scared off a lot of people. I didn't have a good inside voice. That is very different to how I am now. It got to me a little bit. I started to withdraw in myself and try to kind of tame myself to be meeker, quieter, to kind of get along and appease people. So my confidence and esteem definitely went down as I grew up. When I was in middle school, I was practically an inverse of the person I was when I was younger, other than just that thin strand of just love and nature. So it came about time I joined electives in 8th grade. I kind of drifted away from athletics, and I didn't want to do health. So I ended up joining Intro to Agriculture, also known as FFA. This was a decision that likely changed the trajectory of my life. I remember that first day and just feeling fear run through my veins, hearing all the acronyms my ag instructor was going to terrorize us with. If any of you have done FFA, you probably know what I'm talking about. SAEs, supervised agriculture experiences, keeping a ledger for it every week, and CDEs, which are career development events. They're kind of like a quiz bowl sort of thing, combined with a test, specializing in a agricultural field. But my ag instructor, she was very determined to make sure everybody was involved in something in this program. She put me in vet science because my love of animals. I was terrified. I didn't want to get up in front of the judges, but I persevered. She saw the embers of potential in me and had a stronger resolve to kindle them than my desire to snuff them out. And it's why I have the confidence to be here, enough confidence to be able to talk with my peers better, enough confidence to know I was capable of graduating high school, and enough confidence to be the first in my family to go to college, especially for biology. I thought I was going to be resigned to go into welding like my father had and his father had before him. And though that is a great career, I'm very thankful to know I had the ability to choose if I worked hard enough for it. And the message I'll leave you guys with today is to get out of your comfort zone. Miss Pritchett definitely pushed me out of mine a lot. I'm very thankful for that, because you'll never know what kind of person you are if out of it. Thank you.
Hunter, he's next.
Hello, my name is Hunter. This is the first time I've ever done something like this, so this will be neat. One thing about me is that I have 3 certifications in automotive. They are and repair, light repair, and brake certification. I got them at Stigler Kaimichi Tech. They were pretty fun to work with whenever I was down there, taking the classes. My instructor, he was pretty fun. He was hands-on a little bit here and there. That's one of the things I had whenever we were down in Kyoto, a small place where I used to live. Kyoto is a place, small community, everybody knows everybody. So I grew up there. Having the opportunity to know everybody came with good things and bad. Because my last name, everybody knew who my father was. He wasn't the greatest. So having his last name was a challenging thing. Everybody thought I was a hoodlum, is what I'll say. Not the best, but I persevered that and changed their mind by being the best I could be. Just not doing anything he did, pretty much. That was something I found very hard to accomplish sometimes, because changing people's minds is not the easiest. I'm sure some of y'all know. Okay. Another thing in my life, I have dyslexia. I don't know if y'all know what dyslexia is, but it's a hindrance against like writing, reading, stuff like that. My handwriting is absolutely terrible. Going through school, them reading anything in my work, I had to try better because they couldn't read it. It's not the easiest thing having dyslexia, but just trying your best gets you so far. Okay. So when I introduced myself, I introduced 300 people with me. Because my neighborhood, the place where I come, everywhere. Places where I've been, my school. Don't think of just me as some other student. My name's Hunter. I wish to say hi to everybody here. I'm not the best with names, so if I forget your name, I do apologize. I really do. I suck at remembering. But thank y'all for letting me have this time to talk to y'all.
Way to persevere there. So way to persevere.
Thank you.
Okay, David, you made it today.
I want to start off by saying that I just got my wisdom teeth removed like
Today? Friday?
and the meds and the nerves are not sitting well, but I'm gonna thug it out. My name is David, and there's two things I love: getting paid and helping people, and that's why I chose nursing as a major. It's good, and I just got a job helping old people take care of themselves, so I'm excited for that. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, small place called Green Cove Springs, and it's pretty country, but yeah. And my hobbies are I love training MMA, I love watching fights, and I love working out, yeah. So my goals are to get my bachelor's degree in nursing, and yeah. So okay. Encouragement for you guys. I don't know. Just do it. I'm very nervous. I'm just doing it. So I couldn't plan it out because I was on anesthesia. I've been taking meds, and it's horrible to think about stuff. But here I am. I had to take a lot of painkillers to be here. I'm in a lot of pain right now, but it's great. And yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys.
Sometimes you just have to push through. Okay, good. All right, we'll stop there and I'll talk for a little while. And discuss these, and I have a critique sheet to give back to each one of you. And we're all right there, Sam? Good. Hey, that's tough. This thing about showbiz, sometimes you just have to push through. Let's see, we have about 13 minutes left, it looks like. Let's talk about these for a little bit. Knowing that on Wednesday, we'll hear from Kelsey, Shay, Cooper, Elena, Lori, Kim, Chia, Bailey, Josiah, and Waylon, and then wherever Ireland is, I bet she'll be back. So before I go any further, let's just take a look back at these. I thought you all did really well for your first time. Those of you who gave a first speech today, of course, you have the extra weight of it being on television. So you know you're going to be able to go home and watch it on YouTube. And your folks back in Florida, you can share with them, you know, what you're doing here in class. So I'm just going to roll through these things, and sometimes I do the critique right after someone speaks, but I want to make sure we got everything through. So we'll just have to kind of remember things. First, I just want to say everybody did a really good job. That's really difficult to get up here, not only in front of people that you never met before, but also, you know, television's on. So we're on live TV going out to who knows who. So you get that happening. But I thought everybody overall had a solid posture, because I mentioned it. Everybody's standing up straight. I didn't have anybody leaning over or leaning on the desk or anything. I thought that most of you were loud enough. Sitting in the back, there's an air conditioner vent back there, so a little rumble back there. So if you're a little more soft-spoken, it's hard to get through that noise sometimes. So I don't think I mentioned that on too many people, but a couple of you, I said it could be a little bit louder. And somebody, I think it was Jesse, talked about having a large outside voice when you were younger, but then dialing it back as people noticed it. And having a good outside voice is good, because when you speak to large groups, you can get your point across, you can cut through the noise of that air conditioner back there, and your peers are ruthless when you're in K through 12. It's just how it is. So hopefully in this environment is where you start to come out and be yourself. You have to beat some of that down that happened to you when you're K through 12 land. I like hearing the stories that people had, the challenges. I'll just start with Mary Ann's here, the challenge of her ankle surgery and how she converted that into a lesson. When something goes bad, you can make some good things out of it. You're going to learn some things. So I liked her presentation. One thing that Mary Ann did that most people did not was used her hands a little bit. So she moved her hands somewhat. Some of you were kind of fixed on your cards or piece of paper or whatever, but overall, I thought that she did a good job. And Jasmine was right after that. You all have really good stories. Everybody in here has some unique things that's happened to you. And one of the things that Jasmine did really well was she approached very hard life subjects, tough subjects. Parents' divorce, grandparents' death. So your parents are split, your grandparents are gone, and now you feel like you're on your own in a lot of ways. You got to deal with it yourself. So she got a little bit emotional, but you know what she did? She collected herself. Took a couple deep breaths. Sometimes that little pause is maybe even a little uncomfortable for people. But at the same time, you're interested, it creates some drama, because who knows what's going to happen next. And she collected herself and went on with her talk. So I thought that that was really solid. I also encourage hitting these hard stories, getting them out and telling them. And I was thinking about, not to go back to Jesse, but he's just fresh in my mind there, of talking about some of the challenges he had early on and coming through those. And Jasmine did the same thing. I would say to Jasmine what I said to a couple of you, and I'll work on this over time, you could be a little more musical with your speech, and what I mean there is you're a little monotone. So it'd be nice to go up and down a little bit, a little more emphasis, get a little softer. Go ahead and raise your voice sometimes, and try and keep that melody going up and down a little bit. The nice thing is you'll be able to all go back and watch these and listen to them later. Let's see, I believe Grace was next. And I thought what really got my attention in her presentation was the storytelling about her dad's emergency and how you're barely whatever, 17, 18, and you're in a crisis situation with an adult. And you're depending on those adults to get you through the crisis situations. But here the dad's in the crisis situation and you're having to handle it. That's a really good story and taught you could do tough things. And we don't even know that till we confront that situation sometimes, where we have to do a really hard thing. So I thought that storytelling was good. Whenever I hear you all say you like music, I always want to know what kind of music. Jasmine, you say you like to watch movies. I want to know what kind of movies. Those are opportunities to say a little bit more. And I'll hand all these back to you. Caden, what I would say about you is you could be a little bit louder. You could talk a little more forcefully and expressively. One thing that I never decided to do this, but I thought I would get a medallion that had a big on it. And whoever said the most in class, they would get it. So you would get the medallion today. So it was a go-to verbal crutch for you. Silence, I don't know what I'm going to do next. When you watch that back, you'll see that. So you want to consciously start to get those out of your head. You can see it coming with your mind. So your mind can also stop it. So you may feel there's an uncomfortable pause there. That's okay. People speak with pauses. That's how real conversation works. But we get uncomfortable and we think we have to drop a sound in there, an or an But I thought you had a good summary. I thought you were well organized. I liked how you restated everything at the end. You talked about golf. Again, what music? Where do you look at the ball when you hit it? Where do you look at the ball when you hit it?
The front.
Why? Where are you going to hit the ball? No, when you hit the ball, where do you make contact with it?
Behind of it.
Yeah, so we always learned, look at the back of the ball. That way you don't top it. Okay, let's go to Allison here. No, I'm sorry, Alyssa. Where's Alyssa? There you are, I'm sorry. Look, my handwriting, I'm writing fast, so. I thought you were well organized. I liked your story about becoming an RN, a chiropractor, and caring for people. Challenges don't have to stop us. I wanted you to look at more people than just me. So you pretty much every time you looked up, you're looking right at me. Or every time I looked up, you're looking at me. So go ahead and look around the room, make eye contact. If you're comfortable with that, and this is a really good conversation thing, look at the bridge of somebody's nose. Just look right here. And they won't know you're not looking at their eyes. They'll think you're looking dead at them. So you can just look at the bridge of their nose. Couple ums, but nowhere near the champ level today. I thought I was missing your challenging moment. You know, you didn't really give us that thing that taught you some stuff that we could also learn from. Other Bailey, when I say other Bailey, I mean Bailey H, and not Bailey in the red shirt back there. I thought you did well, you had good volume, but you need to slow down a little bit. You're really fast, rapid fire. So slow down a little bit, emphasize more, because you're saying good things, but you're rolling through them so fast, we're hardly having time to hear them and digest them. Also, I'd say look at your audience a little bit more as you come comfortable with your material. You'll be more comfortable with looking around at people and not having to worry about looking down so much. I thought you did good storytelling about your brother and starting weightlifting and all that stuff. I thought that was a really good story. That memorable experience was good. Well organized, good details. 5 ums, but still not quite enough to get you up to the medal level yet. So slow down a little bit. Let's see. Kendall, excellent opening with your tribal language and beginning with that. That's a really good attention getter. And anybody who speaks a second language, that's a really good way to get people's attention. Why? Because we don't know what you're saying. So it draws us in, like what is going on there? Really good. I liked your introduction. Everything's fine there. I only counted an so no big deal there on 1. Well organized. I thought it was serious. What I'm going to encourage you to do is talk a little more than you read. You're prepared, you got the material in front of you, but talk it to us. as opposed to reading so much. So, and also, for those of you, I mean, most of people around here that are Native or Cherokee, it seems like, because we're in Cherokee Nation. And Kendall's not, she's Caddo. And that's, and I'm not gonna highlight your story because you'll have other things to tell us later, but we typically talk about the Caddo as the first people of this area that we now call Oklahoma. You can link the Wichita in there a little bit, but that's it. Everybody else is a move-in, so to speak. So I just say that because I think it's important, you know, that the Caddo people are here, right with us. So let's go on to Jesse. We'll have a couple minutes left. I think I finished with you, Kendall. I got caught up on my Caddo talk. Yeah, talk a little more than you read. That was that. Just a few ums on Jesse. I thought you were fine up here. I liked your warm greeting. I thought you brought us in. You know, your story of like, I spent my first 4 years of life in an RV, that's an unusual experience for most people. So I think you can draw on that. I think you brought us in with that story. Same, you mentioned you like music and games and play bass, but I want to hear more details. You know, what kind of music? Which games? FFA, that was some good storytelling. I liked your encouragement at the end for us to get out of your comfort zone. This is really good. And I mentioned this the other day, that getting out of your comfort zone is really important because it makes your brain think new ways. That's one of the things about college. You're going to hear some things in your classes that you just never even heard before. And it's going to make you think something different than you thought before. Because most of us are walking around with all this received knowledge that we've been hearing from our teachers and parents and bosses and ministers and everybody who talks to us. And since they're older and we're younger, we tend to go, okay, yeah, that makes sense. And then you get to college and you run into a bunch of people who are really well educated and they've read a lot and they know a lot, and all of a sudden they might say something that's counterpoint to what you've heard your whole life. That's good, because now it's up to you to figure out if you're going to embrace that new information, make it part of your world, or you're going to keep it as far away from you as possible because you don't want to think about it. You're going to keep how you think. And to me, that's all brought up by Jesse's talk. I thought he did a really good job. It was well organized. I liked the details. I liked your vocabulary. I thought you tossed out a couple of bigger words than most people use as college freshmen. So I think that's good. That comes from reading a lot. I liked how you define terms. What I would say, very encouraging to you, and I want to say this to everybody, think about getting to a situation where you don't have to adjust your hair so much. Okay, it's a little bit distracting. Either just own it, be up there and let it do what it does and whatever, or it's long enough, pull it back. That way it's not in your face, because it's a distraction for your listener where, you know, you always have to do that. And only 3 ums, so not bad. But overall, that one was good too. Hunter, I liked how you jumped right up and started telling us about your car background and the information that you wanted to get to us there. I thought your dyslexia challenge was also really good. You said something really important. You were saddled with a name that had negative connotations and you had to outlive that. That's powerful, and I think that's something you can keep working with. I think that as time goes on, you'll be, well, you were pretty well organized, but I think you'll just be a little more assertive as we go forward. And I missed your goal statement there. What do you want to do? You told us what you did, but we haven't heard what you want to do yet. David, good job on playing through. You got 30 seconds. You had about 10 ums. I just gave up counting after a while. I still don't think you were going to beat Caden. So overall, I thought you did well. You played through really well. You came to class. You weren't feeling it. Got all kind of medication going through you and everything. You did it, though. And I think that is very commendable. Way to push through. That wisdom teeth story is a good one. You'll have that one for a while. Okay, just a few seconds left. You got to wrap it up. On Wednesday, we'll come back and do the other half of the class, and I'll pass your critique sheets out.